Indianapolis, the racing capital of the world. Since 1909, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has been the undisputed pinnacle of the racing world. This is the place where legends are made and hearts are broken. This is the one race everyone wants to win. For the first time in its 54-year history, the SCCA National Championship Runoffs travels to Indianapolis. With nearly 1,000 entries in 28 different classes, the Runoffs is the biggest auto race in the world. It features the best amateur drivers in the country vying for the title of national champion. One legendary track, one epic race, one shot at glory. The SCCA Runoffs starts now.
And we welcome you live to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Welcome you to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for coverage of American Sedan, part of the 2017 SCCA National Championship Runoffs. Alongside Dorsey Schrader, I'm Rick Benjamin. Hayward Wagner has our coverage on pit road. Dorsey, this is one I've had circled on my weekend schedule since I saw that we were going to get to call American Sedan. These are cool cars. This ought to be a terrific race.
This is a fantastic class. This is where Trans Am came from. It's a monocoque car from the standpoint that it was a street car, but these are the big American V8 muscle cars, and they put on a show. And I agree with you. When I saw that I was on this list, I'm like, yeah.
These should be outstanding in terms of the competition we'll see from the 30 entries here. We've got some great stories up and down the grid, some interesting ones to talk about. Certainly outside pole starter John Heinrichsey from Clarkston, Michigan. We saw him yesterday in B-Spec. You couldn't have two kinds of cars at the opposite ends of the performance spectrum, maybe greater in terms of distance than B-Spec and American Sedan. Heinrichsey great in these cars, and he'll start on the outside pole. Mazda presenting our track map here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 2.6 miles, 14 turns. Dorse, what do we have here?
Fantastic. First of all, it's Indy. It is Indy, and it's got a long front straightaway, 3,700 feet. Makes it one of the longest straightaways in any type of racing that these guys will do. Turn one is the old Formula One turn one. It's more than 90 degrees on the map. It looks like 90. It's much more than that. And there's a huge curb to the inside you do not want to hit. It's very technical as these corners are flat. There's no bank anywhere, and the corners then to be very slippery. Second segment you see is at the end of the back straightaway, the second best place to pass into turn 7, and then you go into the S's. So there's a good sachet back and left, right, where you get the cars working through there. Third segment of the racetrack is very, very technical and very important. There's a sweeping corner from 10 to 11. You gain a lot of speed. Then there's a 90 right in turn 12. Now, 13 is more than a 90 again, and you need to come off that corner because you're actually wide open from 13 on to the front straightaway. That extends the length of the front straightaway and makes it very, very fast. You need that corner to be a good one.
Absolutely, and it's been fun to watch how different drivers in different types of cars have navigated the 2.6-mile layout here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then, of course, as Dorsey referred to a moment ago, everybody here, nearly 1,000 entries for the weekend in these runoffs. Everybody is just thrilled to be racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Some interesting stories, as we mentioned, throughout the grid in a sedan. One of the best. Driver will start at the back of the field. Downstairs to Hayward Wagner.
Guys, I just spoke a little bit ago with Andy McDermott. He had an incident on the first day of qualifying on the outlap. Banged up the car pretty good, put it on the trailer, took it to Michigan, spent the week wrenching on it, is back and starting from the back of the grid. Now, most people, that would be the end of the story, but Andy McDermott stopped on the way. Gingerman put a few laps in to make sure everything was good. He's feeling reasonably optimistic, and I got to feel a little bit nervous for everybody that's in front of him.
Andy McDermott, a guy who's no stranger to the podium in these American Sedan events, no question about it. And Dorsey, off air, where I was getting ready to mention the story. We were here for Trans Am earlier this summer. Shane Lewis, great American road racer. You've run with him and against him. He got shuffled to the back and had to start at the back of a 30-car field in TA2 there. Took him, and he said to me, hey, if I get to the top 10, I'll be fine. It was a 30-lap race here. Within 5 laps, he was inside the top 10.
And that's what Andy needs to do. It's a 19-lap race today, and he's going to have to be, say, by lap 5, midway through the crowd. Now, Andy McDermott, let's talk about him for a minute. He's a multi-time national champion. He's a big old boy. He drives a Ford Mustang, which I used to drive. I love him. And he's very, very aggressive, very talented guy. and he will put on a show like we haven't seen. But he still needs a little bit of luck, because the further you go forward in a field like this, the harder it becomes to get by. And those guys up there know he's coming. They're not going to let him by easy.
No, definitely not the case. But you've got American muscle on display here. You've got Mustangs and Camaros, a couple of Cadillac CTSV four-door sedans in this one. A very interesting field. A couple of Pontiac Firebirds that have been around for quite a while. Don't have to have. In fact, this class was originally designed not for new cars. This was designed to be a class where you could buy a 10-year-old Mustang or Camaro and make it race ready and go have fun with it. And that's a lot of what we've got here.
It's a crowd favorite. Has always been a crowd favorite because of the noise. Wooma! That's what they call it. When you hear these big V8s on their D-cell, they make a lot of noise. They've got a lot of power, and that doesn't lend well with what we're looking at right now, which is the infield at Indy. Indy does not have a lot of grip.
So the field is rolling. We should get the green next time by. Let's hear from our pole sitter. Hayward caught up with Brian Long earlier. Lights out on the Corvette pace car. Let's grab a quick timeout and come back for the start of American Sedan at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. Welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coverage of American Sedan in these 2017 SCCA runoffs. Safety car is off, field ready to go. Brian Long in that blue Mustang, the 34-year pole qualifier. John Heinrichsey, who's won 5 of these American Sedan championships over the last 15 years. Outside pole in that beautiful blue Chevrolet Camaro. Heinrichsey was on the podium yesterday here in B-Spec. Should be a dandy. Andy McDermott lining up 30th in the WeatherTech Mustang. The 24 will watch his progress. Green flag in the air at Indy. 19 laps, 40 minutes to settle the national championship in American Sedan. Dorsey Schrader, they're 3 wide down the front straightaway.
And these are big cars, so when we go turn for turn 1, there's room for maybe 1.5. 1's good.
Brian Long in the 34, the early leader, the 27 car. Now that's one of the Cadillacs. Drew Cattell in that 4-door CTSV. He got around Heinrichsey for second spot here.
Whoa, big slide in the second place car right there. As the tires are not up to temp or pressures yet, they do make some big horsepower.
Daniel Richardson there in that white Chevrolet, the 15 car. You've got a couple more Phoenix Performance entries, the 057. That's Amy Aquilante, one of the Aquilante family. She started in the 5th position here today in that car. The Cadillac under attack now. Heinrichsey hot on his heels.
Get a little dirt tracking back there in the orange Mustang. Good hand control, good foot control. Car's fine.
Not a lot of tire on these cars.
And they're cold right now. And it's cold outside, 70 degrees, 74 maybe at this point. First lap's going to be a bit iffy.
Andy McDermott, we're watching for that white Mustang, and there it is, the 24 car. He has started at the back of the field. He's passed probably 10 cars already in the first half of lap number 1.
And he's a bulldog, man. He can drive that race car, and he knows that Ford Mustang quite well. Look at him. And there's a big crash up in front here.
Right in front of McDermott's going to cash in big here. Get around the 9 car, the 31, and the 2 car. That probably puts him in the top 15.
He went through a bunch of cars. We did not see the wreck yet, but there was parts of cars all over the place.
McDermott swings high to get around one of the backmarker Mustangs. Andy McDermott on the hammer here in the infield road course. Little brake drag going into the right-hander.
Didn't see any cars that were parked out there, so we might not go yellow. This racetrack, the workers here have done a fantastic job of keeping these races green and taking care of local yellows and getting rid of the mess up that is out there. We'll see how it goes.
Brian Long, the leader. Drew Cattell in the Cadillac second. Takes a look to the inside. Tried the dive bomb. Long was able to pinch him off. Heinrichs sits third in his Camaro.
That attempt was a little too late. You need to clear the car before you turn.
Yeah.
In.
Now, talking about Andy McDermott, who we saw a moment ago, on fire from the back of the field. He and Heinrichs have won 13 of the last 15 national championships in American Sedan. McDermott is the defending champ. He's won 8 of those 15, including last year's Runoffs title at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in Lexington, Ohio. This is Amy Aquilante in that Pontiac Firebird. There's Heinrichs. Those are both Phoenix Performance cars. Sandwiching those cars, Richardson in the 15.
Big age difference between McDermott and Heinrichs. Heinrichs is one of my heroes. He's one of the older guys out there. He is a professional driver. He's also a professional engineer for Chevrolet, or he has been. You see 2 wheels off already in the dirt back there.
McDermott was up to 12th by start finish on lap 1, from 30th to 12th in 1 lap.
So
for
he
Andy
did what I
McDermott.
said. He went past the halfway. He cleared half of the field on the first lap.
And he has already gotten around the 5 car of Jensen. So give him 11th. Andy McDermott just flying. He is pushing that car. You can see it wiggle, and that's under power. That's just him on the gas side.
Yeah, he's not afraid to drive a loose car. Let me tell you that much. And he's wailing on the infield right now. There's not a lot of grip. Tires probably still right now are just coming up to temperature.
McDermott on the short chute between oval turns 1 and 2 here at Indy. Back to the road course now.
Pretty substantial wreck he had early in the week that necessitated him to take the car back to Michigan and do a total rebuild. No testing. He might have got some testing at Gingerman, but he hasn't been on this racetrack.
Gingerman, a club racing track in Michigan. Here comes McDermott on the hammer. We'll see where he has scored this time by. See where he jumps up in the running order. Up to 10th now, and trying to size up the 57 of Brian Himes.
Little smoke there going into turn 1. Somebody had a little issue.
No change up front. That's your leader, Brian Long, in the 34 car. Long out of Peoria, Illinois. That is the Hair Racing Products Ford Mustang.
And that's where Irv Hare was from, and Rudy Hare, his father. Hair Racing Products, HRP, have been around forever. When I won the Trans Am Championship in '89, the team I beat was that team, and I have huge respect for them.
Back then, they were an Oldsmobile factory team.
They were indeed, and it wasn't your father's Oldsmobile.
No, it was not. No, it was not. All right, the 34 of Long, your leader. The Cadillac, Cattell, in that 27 car, that black CTSV, in second spot. In the third position, the 56 of the veteran, John Heinrichs.
Heinrichs, what can you say about him? He's at the top of the list just about of championships in the runoffs in multitude of classes. And you said at the beginning, he ran B spec, and now you're running, A Sedan. You couldn't be more detached.
Yeah.
That's from the lowest end to the highest end of production machinery.
A front-wheel drive, top-heavy, 4-door sedan on a very short wheelbase and skinny tires. And here, you've got something like, you probably got 500 horsepower to play with that.
He was a test development driver and an engineer for General Motors, and is probably more miles of racing in this type of driving than anyone.
Absolutely the case. Good battle here. The 12 car on the move. That's Fandozzi up into 5th spot. He's gotten around Amy Aquilante's 057 car. That's Amy in the blue machine coming up onto the straightaway.
Kevin Fandozzi, longtime one of the officials at Pirelli World's Challenge, which I work at now, and IMSA as well. He's a engineer by trade. Very smart guy and loves his driving.
One car cutting through, going inside of the curbing there, so that'll draw a penalty, no doubt. I don't believe that's a car that was involved in the battle. We got a glimpse of that machine. Meantime, the 15 car of Richardson hanging on to 4th over Fandozzi in the 12 as they fight for position here.
Good run by both those cars. Are up to 4th and 5th right now.
Top 3 have pulled away, though. The gap about 5 seconds between Richardson, who's 4th, and Heinrichs, who's up ahead in 3rd in the 56. Top 3 separated by a second last time by.
New class for Fandozzi too. He's been running in the lower classes. Oh, side by side.
Challenge for second spot. Heinrichs looked like he was going to take a run at the Cadillac there. It drew Cattell, but Cattell, I think the camera angle gave us a little bit of
it did. Scared me for a minute.
A little bit of a look that wasn't quite reality there as they came down the backstretch. Your leader continues to be Brian Long in the 34 car. Headed back to the short chute between oval turns 1 and 2, and you can see Heinrichs getting up on the curbing there. And again, you know, a car like this that's got a lot of weight, and these rear drive cars can be a little bit nose heavy, plenty of power, not a lot of tire. You can certainly use all the racetrack with this car.
Yeah, and because of the weight transfer left to right, you can use the curb to a degree, because if you hit it with the unloaded side, that wheel is pretty much up in the air already. And you look right there at John. John had the car leaned over pretty good.
Top three on the front straightaway. No change among the leaders. Long, Cattell in the 27, Heinrichs in the 56. Andy McDermott up to 9th last time by. We'll see if he's advanced any ground this time around. He needs to get through the traffic and have a caution here to have some help and maybe try to make the podium in this one. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Oh, it's one car off. Before we take our break, the 20 in some trouble. A car deeper in the field here today. The 20 getting back on course. Jim Wheeler's machine scored in 16th spot. Long is your leader. Right back with more at Indy. That's what I saw the last time, too. It looked like he was going to make a move there. But
well, they were headed at each other for a minute. I thought,
yeah.
What happened here?
Yeah.
It was more, you know, the angle of the two cars when they did that that cut kind of made it look like, uh-oh.
McDermott up to 7th. That's the 54 behind him. We're still with you, of course, at SCCA.com. Our coverage of American Sedan continuing. This is one of the events that may well be broadcast at a later date on CBS Sports Network. So we're in commercial break for CBS-SN right now, but we're with you live, of course, on the internet as we watch McDermott continue to put down some great laps. Heinrichs sideways and in the dirt at 3rd spot there.
That's unusual sloppy for John. He doesn't normally make many mistakes, and you normally see him like he's on a rail.
No change among the top 3, but Heinrichs lost a second or two to that battle right now.
Yeah, he did.
Cattell just half a second back in 2nd with the Cadillac. This time by, we'll see where they score as they come across the main timing stripe. Cattell behind the 34, I should say, by half a second, and then another second and a half now back to John Heinrichs as we work on starting lap 6 of 19 here.
I was watching Andy McDermott's lap times to see if he was quicker, in fact, than most of these cars. In actuality, he's almost tied. Richardson also did a 55.2 earlier on, and that's the number that is at the top of the board last lap. Now it's changing around a little bit.
Well, a lot of that, too, is traffic dependent. I'm looking here at the best time so far. McDermott's run a 152.189, and that's about 0.6 behind Brian Long. But, you know, fighting through traffic like that.
Yeah, he's got to work through traffic. It's going to slow him up.
And we welcome you back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coverage of American Sedan, part of these 2017 SCCA National Championship runoffs. He's Dorsey Schrader, I'm Rick Benjamin. Hayward Wagner with our coverage on pit road. Top 3 remain the same. Long in the 34. Cattell in the black caddy there, the 27. John Heinrichs in that blue Camaro, the 56 car from the Phoenix Performance Stables. Phoenix has already had a terrific runoffs. Andrew Aquilani with 2 wins, 2 national championships yesterday. And the Phoenix bunch just getting going here today. Heinrichs with the 2nd yesterday in his B-Spec machine from that stable. This is another Phoenix Performance Chevrolet entry that John has a lot to do with, of course, in his role as an ace engineer in these cars. Sitting 3rd and reeling in Cattell once again for 2nd. Let's get an update from pit road. Hayward Wagner.
Guys, on Thursday night, we presented 11 Worker of the Year awards on behalf of Mazda. The one for Steward of the Year went to Kevin Coulter of the Chicago region. Kevin, when the guys in the booth say, oh, the stewards are going to take a look at that one, what's that all about? What do you guys do here?
Well, depending upon the situation, if we have video, we'll take a look at it, review the corner worker statements, any driver testimony, other witnesses, and then decide if an action is appropriate or not.
What are your goals as a steward for a race weekend?
Fair, fun, and safe. Want everybody's car to go home on the trailer same way it came in.
All right, well, thank you for all you do for our club.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, being a fellow steward, I can tell you it's a thankless job, and it's not even, I can't consider it to say pleasurable job, although it is still in the racing community and the racing family, so that's why I do it. But my hat's off to him. There's a lot on the table there, and you really do the best you can do, but you're going to make somebody unhappy.
Yeah, for sure.
All the time.
And that's an unpaid position here. But it's huge fun. Trouble for the 167 rather, that Ford Mustang. Patrick Madden running in 11th spot. He kicks that car around, gets it back in gear. Take another look at what happened here as he entered turn 1.
Too much speed. Hits that curb we were talking about. And clearly too many things on the roof disrupted the airflow.
Just unloaded the car over the curbing there, and there he is into the infield. So Madden was campaigning hard, trying to get to the top 10. And again, we've talked about it this weekend. A top 10 here at Indy. He's got a little body damage, it looks like, on the right front fender of that car now. You know, that's an accomplishment in and of itself, especially in a 30-car field. We've had bigger fields than that. And we know how much this means to these racers to get on the podium or get a top 5 or a top 10. This may be your only opportunity to race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Absolutely. And you don't know if they're coming back or when they will come back, and if it's in your time element to be able to do it again. So why would you not come back? It's brought a lot of drivers out of retirement. We know that.
Yeah, for sure. No question about that. Taking a look at some of the battling that's going on here. Kevin Fandozzi and Philip Smith in the 54. The blue Camaro there. He was the runner-up last year at Mid-Ohio. He finished behind Andy McDermott. They ran 1-2 in the American Sedan Championship race at Mid-Ohio. Fandozzi holding on to 4th over Smith right now. They're not in contact with the top 3 at this point. They're several seconds back, but a good battle for position. Before that, we were watching Heinrich. He put all kinds of pressure on Cattell in the 27 car for second spot. He couldn't quite get around him. He was hustling that Camaro for all it was worth there on the infield road course, the twisty bits, but didn't get the job done that time around.
He never backs off. He drives that car at its level. Top. Oh, somebody going straight on behind Andy McDermott right there.
His GPS must have failed.
Good point. Mine feels a lot. Oh.
McDermott, meantime, in the WeatherTech machine, the 24 car, he is just flying up to 7th now, but he's about 2 seconds behind the 6th place car. So Andy needs some help. That's Philip Smith that's next in line. Richardson, rather, in the 15. Smith in the 54. Fandozzi in the 12. I think McDermott may need a full course yellow to have a shot.
Yeah, the problem with driving like that so aggressively from the back is that you're using more car up, more tire, more brake, etc., as you find your way to the front than the guys in the front are doing. And so when you finally do get to them, your car is a bit weaker than it would have been normally.
As we watch the American Sedan feature run off here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, right now the teams and drivers are working on lap number 8 of 19, a 40-minute timed race as well. The 15 car, Smith, Richardson.
Just blew it right front.
McDermott.
Right front tire just exploded and blew the fender right off of it.
Wow.
Race done.
Andy McDermott's opportunity to defend his championship, perhaps get back to the podium after starting scratch, all done. That's probably a brake issue maybe that got too hot on the right front.
Yeah, he's been driving the car loose and he's been driving it really hard. You saw it drop the wheel right there. Look at it right there. Just exploded the right front and it goes into shrapnel and takes off the fender.
Any number of things could have caused that, but I was thinking he might have overheated the brakes.
Well, it's what I was talking about before. When you're coming through the pack from the back, you're driving at a level so hard, you're damaging your car as you go forward. And these cars are they all run the same race distance, but he was running his car at a level much higher than the guys that are leading the race.
He had to exercise every bit of what that car had to offer here today. So Andy McDermott's opportunity, he drove it from 30th to 7th. But that's as far as he will go today here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Quick break for us. No change among the top 3. Brian Long is in control of American Sedan at Indy.
Coverage of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs is presented by Mazda. Driving matters.
Every stitch is a part of me. All these shapes and designs express our devotion to craftsmanship. I want people to feel our passion when they touch it and when they drive it.
The all-new Mazda CX-5. Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything is designed around you, the driver, you can. The Mazda 3.
Back at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, coverage of American Sedan, one of the key events on the calendar here at these 2017 SCCA National Championship runoffs. With Dorsey Schrader, Ibrecht Benjamin, Hayward Wagner on pit road for us, fighting for second spot. John Heinrichsey in that blue Chevrolet, the 56, closing in on Cattell. Drew Cattell in the 27 car, that black four-door sedan, that Cadillac CTSV. Cool car to have. Cadillac just announcing they're not going to be back in Pirelli World Challenge. Dorsey, this is the kind of car that Cadillac pretty much started with several years ago in PWC.
Cadillac turned their whole image around with their racing. No doubt about it. I mean, the Cadillac of the past, the luxury car of the past, it wasn't getting the job done anymore. So Cadillac rebrands, if you will, and comes in as a performance car. And it is a fantastic and beautiful race car, no doubt about it. Look at Heinrichsey. He's doing the best he can to be a real nuisance. And I think the Cadillac probably is a better car than what he has right now, but he's not going to give up. He's going to hound this car.
And Heinrichsey's a master of cooling the tires and waiting and coming back at a guy, too.
Well, he's got more, like I say, he's got more experience than anyone, not just race, but this is what he did for a living. He tested cars that were production street cars to get the most out of them, to improve them before they went in onto the mainstream. And what better way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you learn the limits of these cars. And again, this is a street-based class. This is not these aren't tube-frame cars. These aren't on big race tires or anything like that. You can modify them, certainly. They've got all the safety equipment you could want in these cars. And they've got plenty of power for what they are. But they don't drive the way a race car drives, even with the mods that are allowed on these cars.
You know, and everybody gets this part of it wrong. When you start with a car like this and then say, look at this car, look at a Trans Am car. Trans Am car is so much faster, probably 5 seconds a lap quicker.
Whoa!
And Heinrichsey gets loose, too.
Yes, he
Good
does.
save.
Going down into one. Cattell locked up the brakes. I thought Heinrichsey might pounce there, but instead he got sideways.
You would think the Trans Am car being faster would be harder to drive. That is not true. Because it's designed to do a job specific to racing, it's easier to drive. These cars are harder to drive.
Yeah, exactly. So we're watching a great battle here. This battle has raged for many, many laps. John Heinrichsey in the 56 sitting third right now and putting lots of pressure on the second place car driven by Drew Cattell. Heinrichsey got snookered on the start, which you hardly ever see. Cattell got by him on the initial dropping of the green flag, moved to second spot, and they have been at it like this ever since. All of this letting Brian Long just drive off now.
Cattell made a mistake there. He got himself in too deep, but he drew in Heinrichsey with him. So both of them were in a bad situation for a minute. You know, both cars in there with too much. Oh, and we got a car spinning on the infield.
Yes, we do. The 116 of Mike Thompson. Michael Thompson getting loose in his Chevrolet Camaro.
All three of those cars got loose, and in the 116 stayed with it too long. Instead of giving up a bad hand, he tried to play it, and it got him in more trouble.
Thompson loses a couple of spots here on the infield road course section at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Meantime, Heinrichsey has gotten by and has moved to second spot. So Heinrichsey in the 56, the 5-time national champion in American Sedan, has finally gotten around the Cadillac.
And that's from pressure, I'm sure. We'll look at it right here. He forced an error, and there's the error.
The lockup.
Lockup on the front brake. Big flat spot, I'm sure, on that particular case. But Heinrichsey keeping the pressure on like that forced an error to be made by a car that's faster than his car. Now he's got that position.
Well, the other thing Heinrichsey did that's interesting to me, Doris, tell me what you think about this. Heinrichsey had looked outside Cattell on the backstretch lap after lap. He'd come off that corner, that right-hander that puts you out of the backstretch, and he had swung to the outside of the Cadillac. All of a sudden, he's on the inside.
He aggravated him, for sure. I mean, and that's a head trip. There's no doubt about it. Why did he do that? You look up, he's not where he's supposed to be. Why is he over there? And then in that millisecond, I'm in too deep. Yeah. I'm in too deep. I got to lock up.
Yep, that's it. And by forcing Cattell off the line he'd been using, I think that's the key to that pass right there. But the Aquilani's machine, the 56 in the hands of the veteran John Heinrichsey. Now we'll see. He's still got quite a bit of time. Still 8 laps to go. 7 next time by. We'll see if he can make some hay here on Brian Long, who's been pretty much unchallenged in that Ford.
I suspect he will be faster in front. There's no doubt, because he was getting held up to some degree. For John now, and this is what he does best, he'll be very brutally smooth.
Yeah.
You will not see the car kicking around. You look at the car. I love the weight transfer. Watch the front of the car dive down when it gets on the brake. Watch the front end come up really gently as it goes back to power. Ooh, I don't like that truck being there right
No,
there.
that is not
good.
That's a tough spot. You're off the racetrack there, but you're on the line pretty much.
Yeah, and he's over there by Andy McDermott, and you got to realize all it takes is one little mistake. Say you cut a left front tire right there at that inopportune time, you would be a sitting duck for a wreck.
Heinrichs coming through the S's here to come back to the front straightaway and work lap number 12 up onto the board. Long as your leader. The gap was 2.5 seconds last time by. We'll see if Heinrichs been able to chop into it at all this time
I think he
around.
will. I mean, he's cleared Cattell. He's outrunning Cattell by a lot. And we're going to have lap traffic to play with, too.
We are, no doubt about that. The gap is now 2.19 seconds. So Heinrichs took 0.3 out of the lead that time by.
Boy, Heinrichs' hood started flapping up and down pretty hard there. It's probably just wind. I'm sure there's hood pins in there, but that's not helping him aerodynamically whatsoever.
That is not a reinforced stock hood. I'm guessing that's a pretty lightweight piece.
Oh, it's lightweight for sure. And I've seen those things bow down. And
Heinrichs trying to get around the 116 that spun earlier. That lapped car of Patrick Madden's machine up ahead, and he's got some other cars to work his way through. Heinrichs will try hard, though. You know he's going to try to get that car up to the top step of the podium. Michael Thompson there in the 116. Time out for us at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Back with more of American Sedan after this. And we continue with our coverage here of American Sedan at SCCA.com. He's Dorsey Schrader, Ibrick Benjamin, Hayward Wagner on pit road. Heinrichs pulling away from the third place car, the Cadillac of Cattell, but really working it hard here now as we are well past halfway.
And just watch how smooth, how he hits every apex, how the car doesn't slide around, doesn't roll too excessively.
Oh, trouble for the 57. Yeah, big time.
And we got some fire. Yeah, it locked. You know what? That tire blew out, and it locked in one position. The driver had the brake on, and the fire was just, the tire was so hot, it just lit off.
Brian Himes in that Mustang, the 57 car. He is in a safe area, drives the car outside of the racetrack area, down toward oval turn 4. And behind one of the waltzers, so the safety workers can get to him, make sure there's no fire issue with that car as we stay green around this 2.6 mile layout. Leaders putting lap 13 up on the board, 6 to go.
Wow, I tell you what, Heinrichs just ran a lap time that was a half second quicker the lap before. Now it's a 10th quicker. So his car is right now the fastest car on the racetrack.
But And we're back at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. CBS Sports Network coverage of American Sedan. He's Dorsey Schrader, Ibrick Benjamin, Hayward Wagner on pit road. Great racing going on here. Contesting a national championship in these 2017 SCCA Runoffs, 54th edition of the National Championship Runoffs. And watching John Heinrichs, a 5-time champion of American Sedan in that Chevrolet Camaro, working hard to try to close the gap on the Mustang there, the 34 of Brian Long, who's been your race-long leader.
I would make the statement that Heinrichs cannot catch Long on paper. What's going to change that is all these lap cars that they're starting to work their way through. Any miscue as Long gets through, he's the first one to catch these cars. If he gets held up at all, he's going to have Mr. Heinrichs all over him.
John making his 18th SCCA runoff appearance this season. 13 national championships overall for John Heinrichs, including the 5 here in American Sedan. Good battle for position here. Smith in the 54.
Got back by.
Fandozzi in the 12. Yeah, Phil Smith in the 54 car, biding his time, working his way. He was down at 6th a few minutes ago, but he has worked his way back up to 4th here. And, of course, the fight for these drivers to get to the podium, earn a medal, gold, silver, or bronze. A top 5's quite an accomplishment. Top 10, not too shabby here at Indianapolis.
You realize these cars are pretty heavy cars, production street cars, and then you look at the attitude of the car. How much roll does it have? How much do you see the front end dive? Now, part of that's suspension, but you're limited to what you can do to these cars. The other part of that equation is how much roll it has and how much dive it has is the driver and what he's doing with the pedals. How abrupt he's turning the steering wheel. How hard is he nailing that brake pedal the first time? Is he feeding the throttle on? Is he popping it on? It changes everything.
Still battling for position here. This is for 4th spot. Philip Smith in the 54's got the position. That's the blue Chevrolet here. Right behind him, Kevin Fandozzi in the silver and black Camaro.
And the master watch is, of course, Heinrichs.
Sure. No question about it. If you're a fan of American muscle cars, you've got 2 generations of Camaro here, of course, not the current one, but the 54, a slightly older version of the car that you're seeing there, the 12 of Fandozzi. That's a car from, I don't know, maybe 90, somewhere in that vicinity, late 80s, early 90s, before the Camaro went away for a period of time. It's now, of course, back with the new generation Chevrolet Camaro.
Which looks like the old generation.
Yeah.
From 68.
Yeah, inspired certainly by the original cars
Which
when we were
like.
kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When it's right, it's right. Mustang, same way. Challenger, the same way.
The Challenger, really, and there are no Challengers in the field here in American Sedan, but its current Challenger is really a very accurate rendition of what the original car was back in the 60s. One of the lap cars, the 37, moving out of the way.
Great job getting out of the way and staying out of the way. Letting the leaders play through. Mustang there doing the same.
John Barnett there in the 37. Heinrichsey in the 56 on the button here, starting to close the gap on your race-long leader, Brian Long.
I talked about the traffic being the factor. It just came into play right there. He just took a big chunk of that lead away as they worked through traffic.
Is there anybody better in this field at working traffic than John Heinrichsey? All the races he's run and won over the years.
He's got the most experience. He's the coolest under pressure, no doubt about that. If he's in your rearview mirror, you have a problem.
Less than a second, the gap that time over start finish, 0.8 of a second, as a matter of fact. Remember, just a couple of laps ago, Heinrichsey was more than 2 seconds behind. So he's taken about 1.5 seconds out of Brian Long's advantage here. Now the question is, who's got the most tire left?
Yeah, well, management on all aspects falls into Heinrichsey's court. You know, he can manage the car, he can manage the tire. He's just used to getting the job done. A little slide right there.
Kevin Fandozzi, meantime, has moved up to 3rd. The Cadillac has had a problem and has fallen out. Drew Cattell, who started up front and ran 2nd for a long time here, he's off the racetrack right now, not shown in the top 10. So a tough break for Cattell in that beautiful black 27 that we watched for so many laps be part of this top 3 fight. A little further back, some of the cars battling for position deeper in the field. We change back to the front of the pack. And the 56 of John Heinrichsey now up to 2nd spot, 0.8 out of the lead. Fandozzi has moved up to 3rd, Smith down to 4th, and there's the 27 of Drew Cattell. He will not see the checkered flag here today. All right, laps winding down in American Sedan. We've got 15 complete. There'll be 3 to go next time by. Brian Long's lead being chopped into by John Heinrichsey. Right back with more at Indy. And we remain with you here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway at SCCA.com. The 71 car, a little deeper in the field here. That's Mark Muddeman's machine. He's running 14th right now in that Ford Mustang. Trying to take a look back at some of the other contenders as we watch this lead battle. The 34 car. Welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The lead battle tightening up again. Dorsey Schrader, as you mentioned a moment ago before we took our pause here, lap traffic may be key over these last 3 laps.
It will be key. There's no question about it. Heinrichsey's car is not on the same par speed-wise as Long's car, but traffic changes it all. And who runs through this traffic unobscured will be the winner.
Heinrichsey to the inside of the 71 car. Lapped vehicle on the outside that Mustang. Heinrichsey 2nd. Right in front of him, Brian Long is the race leader. Long started on pole. He's led all the way so far. They'll see 2 to go next time by.
Oh, but that gap is really close now. And he can feel that pressure from John Heinrichsey. No doubt about it. Will he make a mistake?
Heinrichsey finishing 2nd here yesterday in B-Spec, and although he didn't win the championship, John did a great job in his machine, that Chevrolet Sonic in B-Spec that he races, and he used exactly this scenario late in the race. He used traffic to move to 2nd spot and get by John Phillips for the silver medal.
That's the years of experience called racecraft. There's no one better. There's no one out there right now better with more experience than John Heinrichsey.
Brian Long in the Mustang is your leader. Here's Heinrichsey in the Phoenix Performance 56 car. Short straightaway here between oval turns 1 and 2. They run it backwards, of course. And now back to the infield.
Like I say, though, on just lap merit, on speed alone, Heinrichsey does not have the upper hand. He's going to have to be crafty, and that's exactly what he's good at.
Heinrich's quickest lap of the day, about 4/10 slower than Brian Long, but boy, he has worked traffic masterfully as they come over the stripe. Let's see what the gap is this time as we check the leaders. 7.5 minutes to go in this race, 2 laps to go for the leaders, and the gap 0.7 of a second. So Heinrich took another 10th out of the lead that time around.
We saw John force an error earlier on. That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to keep pressure on to try to force an error by Long that he can capitalize on and get by.
Now, Brian Long, who's the race long leader in the 34 car, this is only his 6th appearance in the SCCA runoffs. He's a comparative kid when you stack up that experience table against a guy like Heinrich. And his best finishes in a different class, a 3rd in 2005, a 5th in 2007, racing basically a Trans Am car, a GT1 machine, which is a big horsepower tube chassis race car.
You look at car placement, and you look at who's hitting apexes. How close are they to the curbs? Are they hitting the curbs? Or are they not hitting the curbs? Car attitude, is it sliding? Is it straight? And you'll see a difference between these two cars.
Heinrich has not been afraid to throw that Camaro around to try to get close to the leader. Remember, these two qualified on the front row. Long got the drop on Heinrich, who fell back to 3rd and ran 3rd for a long time in the early stages of this one.
And lap traffic up in front. With 2 to go, it's going to come in to be a factor.
This will be lap 18. They'll see the white flag this time by as they come down the front straightaway on the short chute here. Back to the right-hander, then a left, and then that long sweeper that you were talking about, Dorsey. You can be flat out. You can be up through the gearbox and flat out here in just a second. Coming up onto the front straightaway, and Heinrich, he made up a lot of ground there. He is right there.
And they've got 2 cars fighting for position right in front of them.
For American Sedan honors, white flag is in the air this time by. The 2 dark machines there in your picture, the 34 and the 56 will slug it out here down the front straightaway.
Long goes defensive, goes down low. He will not clear these 2 cars by turn 1. Heinrich going for the big radius.
Heinrich on the outside in that blue Camaro with the white stripes. He is in 2nd spot. Long is your race leader in the 34. He's been out front all the way. The lap cars give them room to get by.
And Heinrich has more speed off that corner. He won't do it here. He's setting him up, though.
One of the best races of the weekend so far in American Sedan. Brian Long bidding for his first national title. Heinrich looking to add to an incredible resume at these SCCA runoffs down through the years.
Again, look at Long, a little wide of the apex. John right on it. Gets about a half a car width advantage there.
And these guys are having the times of their lives here. This is not grit your teeth grim. This is, man, I can't believe I get to do this.
Using all the road. See the difference between the 2 cars? The Mustang had 3 foot to the side, maybe 2 foot. Heinrich was on the money.
Heinrich fakes inside. They are nose to tail here. Half a lap to go in American Sedan at Indy.
And they're giving it their all, both of them. For Long, he knows the pressure's there. He's got to do a good lap right now. He's got to do a perfect lap.
Heinrich into the right-hander. Short straightaway to another right-hander. They'll go up onto the oval for the short chute. Heinrich takes a look inside. Heinrich right there, wiggles the car outside.
He went to the big radius, used all the track. No scrub factor, gives him a little bit. Tire lockup. It's going to be close.
Brian Long protecting the bottom. Heinrich puts a fender inside him. Do they bump? Do they bang? Do they beat on each other to the stripe? Now it's a run to the stripe. Let's see what happens. Long is your leader. Heinrich will try him. I don't think he'll get there. Up onto the straightaway. Brian Long will cover the outside and take home the victory in American Sedan here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Now you can breathe, boys.
Brian Long wins his first national championship at these runoffs. John Heinrich will collect his 2nd silver medal of the weekend. What a battle between these 2.
Brian Long will never have a harder lap than that last one.
Ford versus Chevrolet, everything you could ask for as you watch American muscle slug it out here at Indy.
Great stuff, great stuff. The old pro, the master back there doing everything he needed to do. An education, a lesson learned.
For sure. These 2 put on quite a show here today at Indy. 3rd spot goes to the veteran Kevin Fandozzi. Daniel Richardson finishes 4th in the 15. Steve Ott in the 87 is 5th. So that's your top 5. Long and Heinrich will salute each other on the cool-down lap here. Terrific battle between these 2. A lot of clean, hard racing over the last 19 laps and 40 minutes here at Indianapolis.
Mutual respect gained and earned.
Quick timeout for us. When we come back, we will talk to our winner here at Indy. back at SCCA.com. American Sedan, a terrific battle today here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I've got to take my hat off to Brian Long. I mean, when you're racing a guy who's got all those wins and championships, and you know he's right there in what's probably a car that's got more, that's had more money put into it, let's say, because it's from Phoenix Performance, man, to hold that car off and that driver, that's quite an accomplishment.
Well, the pressure there was great. No doubt about it. I mean, there's nobody you would hate to see more on that last lap hounding you than John Heinrichs in your rearview mirror.
Maybe Andy McDermott, but
well, maybe not though. I don't know. John would scare me more than Andy would, because John's not going to make the mistake.
Yeah,
and he's going to definitely. He's not going to run you dirty either. He'll run you clean and fair. But buddy, you better be right.
Well, Brian Long was right all day in this 40-minute chase for American Sedan National Championship honors. Just his 6th appearance at these runoffs, his first ever national title. His best previous finishes, a 3rd in 05 and a 5th in 07. Both of those in GT1 Trans Am type machinery. So congratulations certainly to Brian Long and to John Heinrichs, who put on a great show. And Kevin Fandozzi will join them on the podium here today in American Sedan. So in a couple of moments, we'll hear comments from the top 3 drivers here on our coverage, which continues today and all day tomorrow at SCCA.com. Winner coming to a stop here on pit road. Hayward Wagner will talk to Brian Long, who takes the 34 car to victory in American Sedan. What a drive for this pilot, who qualified on pole from Peoria, Illinois. And the Hare Race Products machine, that is a Ford Mustang, of course, and Brian Long doing a terrific job to earn the victory over the many-time champion John Heinrichs. He unplugs the radio, getting the helmet unbuckled, and Hayward will lean in and talk to our winner here in just a moment. Fantastic run for this driver and this team to put this car together and hold back Heinrichs and take home a gold medal here today at Indy. Hayward, how about a word from our winner?
Brian Long, your first national championship here at the SCCA Runoffs. How stressful is it to try to manage traffic with John Heinrichs sitting on your bumper?
That ain't the easiest at all, but we're just so excited. We've been doing this for so long, and we tried and we wanted this for a very long time, and we've worked so hard for it.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that have helped you get here. Who do you need to thank before this victory lap?
Well, my employer, Hare Racing Products, they've been behind me for years, and without their support, I couldn't be here. Rooks helmets, pads and brake pads, Alcon brakes. My family. I'll hold on through this year. It's been a tough, long season, and they've helped support me. My parents, my brother, they're here helping me, and Chris and Kim Peterson at CMP Installations, they've supported me a lot this year, and really, really appreciate it.
Well, congratulations on your national championship. You get to take one more lap.
That's the best. Thank you.
An emotional Brian Long. He said, we've been doing this for a long time. We mentioned it was his 6th appearance at the runoffs. I'm guessing a longer career, certainly in SCCA regional competition to get to this point. Congratulations to Brian Long. John Heinrichs, he gave it all he had. He ends up 2nd by less than 4/10. And remember, not many laps before the checkers. He was 2.5 seconds back.
Great job for John. Kevin Fandozzi, also hats off to him. Had a good run. He was sitting back there for a while and, had a good 3rd place finish. Podium here, Indy, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Daniel Richardson 4th in the 15, Steve Ott 5th in the 87, Craig Widener 6th in the 155, Beth Aquilante 7th in the 58 car, Patrick Madden in the 167, Jim Wheeler's 20 car, Mark Wheaton in the 9. Those are your finishers in the top 10 here in American Sedan at the 2017 National Championship Runoffs at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All right, let's hear from our runner-up, John Heinrichs, his 2nd silver of the weekend. Hayward, that's close to the top step of the podium.
If we were playing poker, John, you'd have a good hand with a pair of silvers. This is the 21st Runoffs podium for you. Those last couple of corners looked pretty busy. How you feeling?
Yeah, they were. They were really busy. I tell you, it was so much fun out there. I was giggling a couple times, especially following Drew, just watching what was going on. And I said, man, this is just so much fun. It couldn't be any better than that. It's too bad we didn't quite get him in time. I should have got by Drew earlier. I didn't try hard enough. I thought he was going to run a little quicker and keep up with Brian a little better. But when he started slowing down a little bit more to Brian, then I felt like I really had to get going. But, hey, everything worked great on the car. The Aquilani, Tom and Rob and Howard was helping out. They did a fantastic job with the prep on the car, the best I've ever had. and the tires, Hoosier tires, held up. We had Hawk brakes on again and mobile oil in the car. What more can you ask for? You know. Hi, Rita.
Well, congratulations to you. Only 3/10 off this time, but another silver.
Yeah, thank you.
So John Heinrichs drinking a well-deserved bottle of cold water down there on pit road after coming home second in the 56 car. Brian Long and his crew on board that Mustang. They will take the traditional lap of honor here with the checkered flag, and he'll pick up his gold medal coming up in just a couple of moments. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned Kevin Fandozzi, a guy you know very well, Dorsey. I know a good drive to third in that 12 car. Certainly a good effort for that team, because Kevin started back in 10th spot, and Hayward's caught up with him.
Kevin Fandozzi, 10th to 3rd, your third Runoffs podium, a bronze. That was a heck of a drive out there.
Yeah, thanks, Hayward. You never know in A Sedan. These A Sedan drivers put on a hell of a show today. I'm happy to be a part of them. The best people in racing, Hoosier Tire, thank you very much. These guys are incredible to handle this tough track. They gave me a great tire tonight. And thanks to the SCCA for putting on another great Runoffs in Indy.
Now, Kevin, I can only assume that as you came through the field, there was no contact, was there?
That's correct. I don't know how that happened.
Must have been on the cool-off lap.
I think so. I just wasn't paying attention. But great racing. This group races clean, and very impressed with these guys.
Well, congratulations to you on the third.
Thank you.
It was the valet parking that got the left front fender. That always happens.
Always. Those guys, you can't trust them.
Brian Long in the 34 on his victory lap here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We congratulate Brian and his team and the Hare family. Certainly a great effort for the 34 team, and Brian Long wins his first national title. Long, your winner. Heinrichs second. Fandozzi comes home third. That's your podium in American Sedan. A wild one. Andy McDermott starting shotgun on the field in the 24. Put on a great show for the first handful of laps before having a tire let go. He was not able to finish. Neither was Drew Cattell in that Cadillac, the 27. So interesting and thrilling and wild action as always in American Sedan. Glad we could bring it to you. For Dorsey Schrader, Haywood Wagner, I'm Rick Benjamin. We congratulate our national champion in American Sedan, Brian Long. We'll talk to you next time.
Coverage of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs is presented by Mazda. Driving matters.
Every stitch is a part of me. All these shapes and designs express our devotion to craftsmanship. I want people to feel our passion when they touch it and when they drive it.
The all-new Mazda CX-5. Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything is designed around you, the driver, you can. The Mazda 3.